So last thing we haven't talked about was SmackDown from July 14th, which as we speak, we've had another SmackDown today at July 21st. But we're not going to talk about that show today because I haven't seen it. I don't know if Robert saw it. Um,
No.
no, yeah, okay. Vlad said he saw some of it, but we'll save that for next time. For right now, let's just go backwards in our time machine. All right, everybody, close your eyes. We're going back to last Friday, to July 14th, and let's go through this episode. You guys remember this, or was this is when we get this far back? It's a little far in our rearview mirrors. It's a little hard to remember some of it,
The
but
only thing I remember is the bloodline segment between Jay and Paul Heyman and
Oh
Solo.
yes.
oh
That's the
yeah,
only thing
Yeah.
that really.
good stuff.
That
No
that's the only thing
Roman,
I know.
no
Yeah.
Roman last week, but let's get to some of the highlights. So Charlotte and Bianca that started the show, and Charlotte
Yeah.
went up to Bianca, told her that she wants the next title shot after Bianca supposedly wins it from Asuka at the end of the night. And Charlotte was gonna go home happy with the arrangement, but she saw that Io Sky was hanging around and decided to stay and make sure things played out the way they planned it, so that she doesn't cash in and all that. And in the end, at the match, the Bianca and Asuka match, Io Sky did show up, and Charlotte was ready to thwart her cash in, but she ended up taking out Bianca by mistake. And that set up a potential cash in situation, but Io Sky hesitated a little too long. Asuka arose and she powdered out after she spit in Bailey's face. And the result of that match was Bianca won by disqualification because Charlotte kicked her in the face. So I guess Bianca's still in line for another title shot. So I don't know what's gonna happen there. But all that stuff, the EO Sky cash in, the waiting too long, is that getting too old a little bit? Is that is that starting to run its course with these bet money in the banks, or is it always going to be exciting, do you think? Let's get some comments on the show. How about Vlad? You started out.
Uh, well, I think what they're trying to do with that is to create animosity between Bailey and Io Sky, right? That's like where it seems like it's going. Uh, Maybe break up that group, which I guess they're kind of already they were three women group, now they're just two women because of the injury to the other one. And I say the other one not because I don't know her name. I'm sorry. Somebody could tell me later or whatever what the other member of Damage Control is. I don't remember, but nonetheless, I
Dakota
think that's
Kai. Dakota Kai.
Dakota Kai. Thank you, thank you. Um,
Mhm.
so yes, that's what that is for. But overall, it wasn't a bad segment to end the show, like the whole thing, or the match itself. Like there's a lot of moving parts, and I like it when things are a little bit chaotic and a little messy, and I think that's as chaotic as WWE can kind of be at this point in time. So it was all overall, it was all right.
All right, Robert, you remember any of this?
I didn't watch that segment, but I think I could still answer your question. I don't think it's gone on too long because didn't Money in the Bank just happen like 2 weeks ago? Um, so yeah, I mean I wouldn't say they've this angle has been gone on too long. I do think EO will eventually actually cash it in, but I do agree with Vlad. They're trying to build up the tension between her and Bailey. I don't know now though, because I did hear that Bailey got legitimately injured in a like a house show. That's what I heard. I'm
Oh,
not sure like how severe that was.
Interesting.
hmm. I
All right.
I did not know, but yeah.
So, all right. So no one's been no one is tired of like fake teases for cash-ins yet. Okay, it's still exciting. Okay. I
I
mean, I'm
think so.
I
Uh,
mean, it was to me it was just
Kind of.
like, okay, so everyone is wiped out, everyone is passed out, and she's just holding it, and it's like, okay, are you gonna cash it in or what? You're just gonna like take too long and ruin it. So, you gotta live life with some conviction sometimes. You're gonna do it or not. Just do it. They're just like sitting there like, should I do it? Should I do it? Everyone is unconscious. Should I do it? Anyways, I thought it was a little.
Well,
The timing
well,
on these is
when it's when it's the heel that's holding the briefcase, they generally, hesitate, I think.
Yeah, because they don't want to ruin
Um,
it and
so
like
I'm not
blow their
surprised.
chance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's true.
mhm.
It's true. All right, well, let's move on. Okay, so let's see what else we had on this SmackDown. It was a week ago, so we're gonna like, kind of do some broad strokes and cover. So there was that segment that Vlad talked about where Jey Uso come out and cut a promo about the situation with the bloodline and everything, and he got interrupted this time just by Heyman and Solo Sikoa. No Roman last week. So they had like a long, deep talk. This was Solo's first words in the whole angle, I think, right? You guys ever heard him talk before that? I thought he did a good job.
Maybe like a little bit, but yeah, like he rarely ever.
um, in what before he debuted in the main roster, he was in NXT for a short while, and I do remember him saying some stuff. He didn't talk much though, not even in NXT.
Yeah. No, he talked in NXT a bit, but I'm saying since the main roster, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I've
So
even
yeah,
heard him
since the
talk.
main roster, no. Mm.
Well, all right, and then this ended with like a physical fight, and they ended up getting physical, and Jey Uso got the better of Solo, which made sense. He's the superior guy here. He's the elder. He's the veteran. So they let him go over, and Solo powdered out, as they say in wrestling terms. And then if you got, I mean, that was a good segment. Obviously, it set up
Well,
tonight's segment, which is going to be more interesting, I think, with Roman and Jay setting up their fight or whatever it's going to be. But if you have any comments about last week, go ahead,
I was
Vlad.
just gonna say we're not gonna mention how Heyman took a bump. I mean, that's how he
Was
got
Oh,
super kicked, and
yeah.
he just
terrible
took that.
bump.
It was like it
Yes.
was like a walrus falling to the ground, you know. But, I mean, I'm a big Paul Heyman fan, but yeah, obviously he's a big guy, bulky in that sense. I'm gonna try to be nice, about it, But it's always fun when I see Paul take a bump. I mean, it's so rare. I think he's like maybe taken 2 or 3 bumps in like this whole time that he's been with Roman. So that was it was kind of interesting that he took one for Jay with a super kick.
I mean, he's taken crazier bumps than that. He took the one at
Right.
when when did they fight? Roman against Brock, and he got
Yeah, he
F5'd
went
into the
across the
table.
table, right? Yeah.
Oh,
I think that's the only one
I
I could.
remember that.
That's the only other one I could think of. I couldn't think of any really other ones.
I've seen him
Uh,
go to the ground. I can't put my finger on when, but I've seen him get punched or things like this. But yeah, he never really falls down that good. So what do you expect? He's really big.
well, I didn't think it was like the worst bump. I just thought it looked kind of funny because he's so. Okay, I'll say he's fat. Okay, not fat
Yeah,
shaming, but he is fat.
he's given up. He's given up on trying to stay in any type of shape. But I
Yeah, I
think it.
mean, if you look at him like 30, even 20 years ago, he was not this big, obviously. So yes, in a sense, he has kind of given up staying in shape.
Well, it works for his character. He's supposed to be this slime bag type of like
Yeah,
penguin character.
sure.
It
Yeah,
just
I
it
agree with that.
makes it makes him look like a character that I don't know. So
Yeah.
it makes it in this case being fat makes him money. So whatever. I
I mean, yeah,
as long
it
as he
works for
doesn't
him.
die, is good for him.
Yeah, yes.
But uh, let's see. If we don't got anything else, we'll move on to LA Knight. He came out, cut a pretty simple promo, staking his claim to the U.S. title because he's going to be in this little tournament, and I think people are expecting him to win it probably, or at least get into a feud with Austin Theory and see what he's got. So, um, not going to say much other than just again enormous, huge pops. Everyone is trying to really will this guy to get into a good spot on the roster. But moving on, things I'm gonna skip. I guess I'll just roll over these. If anything that you guys think you want to interject, but these are things I wasn't gonna get into from SmackDown. Brawling Brutes versus Pretty Deadly. Uh, Shotzi goes nuts and cuts off the rest of her hair after Bailey and Io cut off only a little piece of it the week before. So, I don't mind this. I actually kind of dig this, but I'm just not going to get into a deep discussion about it here on this show.
Only because you dig Crazy Chicks. That's why.
Like AJ Lee.
I like me some Shotzi. You know that. You
I
know that.
Yeah. The
Santos
crazier, the better.
Escobar.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yes, thanks, Vlad. Thank you. K-On likes crazy chicks.
Yes. Let it be known.
uh, Santos Escobar again, another win. He's gonna be in that. He's in that U.S. title tournament, so he might bump into L.A. Knight later on. And then another interesting segment was Lashley showed up in a limousine very briefly to pick up the Street Profits. So that seems like it's gonna be a new partnership, I guess. So they might do something with that. But anyways, that was SmackDown. You see, a lot of things I listed that I skipped. Some things were good. I guess that's WWE for you. Some things are okay, and a lot of skippable things. So fine with me. I just skipped them. But
Exactly.